sector godfather. Type D Derell, name the sector, get by. They said that I'm the nigga that they all love to hate. Fuck the damn chat, nigga, I say it's okay. Motherfuckers want the good guys to come back. Wanna beef with real niggas cause they channel whack. Had the church sector in a motherfucking frenzy. Crazy ass nigga KOM tried to see. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. The sector wanna see a new beef every week. Especially from new niggas that wanna beef with me. Some say it's fun and some say it's hard. Trigger the bitch nigga, so he exposed the void. Took a trip to Vegas and we was Vegas lit. The haters saw the videos and they say ain't that a bitch. Left the damn sector, said my robbers tried to take my title. How the hell you try to take my title? I ain't got no fucking rob. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. Came for my motherfucking certifications, came for my license, and they came for my accreditation. All the fucking hating don't stop. The Godfather still came on top. Motherfuckers wanna take me down. Wanna see my dollars go from up and then down. The Godfather gon' win anyway. I end the fucking year with fuck the DBA. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. Hate niggas like, 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 hate niggas like. Was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. Calling me the sector godfather. Type D Derell, name the sector, get by. They said that I'm the nigga that they all love to hate. Fuck the damn chat, nigga, I say it's okay. Motherfuckers want the good guys to come back. Wanna beef with real niggas cause they channel whack. Had the church sector in a motherfucking frenzy. Crazy ass nigga KOM tried to see. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. The sector wanna see a new beef every week. Especially from new niggas that wanna beef with me. Some say it's fun and some say it's hard. Trigger the bitch nigga, so he exposed the void. Took a trip to Vegas and we was Vegas lit. The haters saw the videos and they say, ain't that a bitch? Left the damn sector, said my rivals tried to take my title. How the hell you try to take my title? I ain't got no fucking rival. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. Gotta make that money. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. Gotta make that money. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. Gotta make that money. Came for my motherfucking certifications, came for my license, and they came for my accreditation. All the fucking hating don't stop. The Godfather still came on top. Motherfuckers wanna take me down, wanna see my dollars go from up and then down. The Godfather gon' win anyway. I end the fucking year with fuck the DBA. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. Gotta make that money. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. Gotta make that money. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. Gotta make that money. What's up to speed? Hate niggas like. 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 Hate niggas like.
Welcome, everybody. This is D Derell Spears here once again. We are going to have a very interesting chat today about a debate that I think has gotten a little, attention that actually happened yesterday. I saw my brother MOT did a response to the debate between Wacky World and Mr. Softcore Tito. Now, for those that don't know, me and Mr. Tito have had a lot of choice words about one another. I am not one of his favorite persons. He's definitely not one of my favorite people. Matter of fact, he should not even be on YouTube, period. And to me, this speaks of the apathy that the Manosphere has towards the Black community. And this is one of the reasons why I had to disconnect myself from certain platforms and interacting with certain people. So throughout my 7 years plus of interacting in a red pill space, being anti-red pill, anti-Black woman hate, anti-Black family, anti-interracial dating, anti-conservatism, etc. He is one of the prime examples of why I don't interact with some of these Negroes. He is one of the prime examples of why. It's because this space has no standard, has no values when it comes to people who have terrorized this community. The man that you see to your right is an example of what red pill rage results in. And what red pill rage results in is Black men who commit crimes against not only the community, but Black women in particular. Red pill rage and the devaluing of his own counterpart, which is the Black woman, of participating in heinous crimes against underage females who are not adults, spending time in jail and coming out as if you're a fucking war hero. Rebuilding your channel, making money as if none of this shit ever happened. And you going around not being held accountable for your past. Nor is he remorseful for the bullshit that he has done in the past. This is softcore Tito. I don't call him hardcore Tito. Because when I first was learning this space, I used to watch this Negro sit his raggedy ass in an abandoned ass house with no furniture in it, sitting in a chair with black and white filter, talking shit about the world and the black community and black women. What I'm going to show you all is an example of red pill stupidity. An example of a man who is delusional, who's out of touch, who's low level thinking, no lack of intelligence, and has been a victim of what I call red pill programming. And unfortunately, people think because other people agree with you that you're right. You can agree with other people and everybody's wrong. And there's a level of red pill apathy that is so dangerous that when you will allow a man who has harmed, violated, killed the spirit of black women in the community, scarring them for life, near-death situations, and not one time has he had the testicular fortitude to apologize for what he has done. Not one time has he said, I'm sorry for doing what I did to that underage girl. I'm sorry for the fact that I damn near killed a person to that last fucking breath. I apologize for all of the black women that I beat the shit out of. I apologize for every black woman that I harmed emotionally. I'm sorry for every wrong thing that I have done that has embarrassed real black men. You see, Mr. Muscle Man here to the right is not a real man. Mr. Muscle Man here thinks that he has value because he has, a YouTube channel. Mr. Muscle Man from Chicago has no business being on YouTube, and there should be a YouTube policy for people like him to never, ever, ever be in spaces like this. Just like he lost the right to vote. You should lose the right to be on social media when you have engaged yourself in the type of crimes that this man has indulged in. And the reality is that he is not remorseful. He has not learned his lesson. Before he went to jail back in 2017, I think, or 16, he was all red pill raged up, talking crazy shit. And when he went to jail for those years, he came back out with the same mentality. And nothing has changed, no growth, no maturity. He initially brought his dumb ass back on social media because he needed to create an income for himself, being that he's a failed shed tree mechanic and he needs the money. And the bottom line is that you go to his channel, you have hundreds of guys watching him, praising him, worshiping him as if he's a fucking war hero. This is This is the foolishness of the Manosphere. Just like the other people who engaged in dealing with underage people, he's one of the prime examples. And the fact of the matter, he knows that he's wrong. But what he does is the black woman's fault. So I guess it was the black woman's fault that she didn't tell you her age, even though your dumb ass should have known how old that little girl was. I guess it was the black woman's fault for you she made you put your greasy ass hands around, burly ass hands around her neck and damn near choked her to her last breath. I guess it was the black woman's fault that you beat the shit out of some of these women. This is what this man has done. And so my brother, my little bro, Wacky World, called his ass out. So we're going to watch, and I'm going to show you all the stupidity of this man and how weak he is. And only in this space that men are allowed to be this way. Because in real life, nobody is fucking with General Softcore Tito. I don't know why he called himself a general. You ain't earned any fucking stripes doing anything of fucking value. I guess on YouTube, you can give yourself any name you want and people go with it, per se. But that's the case. And I know he don't like me because me and him went at it, and he had his little goony goons trying to troll me back in 2021, I think, maybe 22. Yeah, definitely 21. His little trolls tried to attack me and all this other shit, getting out pissed off at me for calling his bald, burly ass out for what he did. But it is what it is. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to play you all the video. And I'm going to show you examples of why this is a failed and dangerous ideology. And this is the outcome of people who basically practice this type of thought.
TV is live again. And has invited him. Okay, there's Tito. There's Tito backstage. All right. All right, Tito. You're backstage. You're actually on the panel. You're on the panel.
Yeah, man. First of all, you know how time zones work, right?
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, you're on the Western time zone, you're in the Pacific time zone, right?
No, I'm on the East Coast.
Oh, you're on the East Coast. Okay. Well, I just got home from work. The first thing is, you talking a lot of tough ass shit, right? I mean, the type of shit you talking, like, when I roast people, I just roast them. But you talking shit like you would actually do something to a motherfucking person or something. That's the first thing. I'm like, wow.
Now this is what he starts off with. This is what the fuck he starts off with, is the fact that he feel threatened because this man talks shit about him and what he would do to him. This is what he started off with. Not to go into the topic, not to go against the talking points, but to attack him. And I guess he trying to pull Wacky World manhood and saying that you ain't gonna do shit to me. You talking this shit and this and that. You know, I'm big bad, ex-convict, per se. This is what he starts it off with. Now let's continue.
Wow. Listen to this guy.
How so? Hold on. How so?
You didn't just hear the way you was talking?
Yeah, but how does that mean that it means that I'm about to do something to somebody? How so? I'm not
saying, you ain't gonna do shit to me. I'm saying you talking like you about to.
Well, because we don't live in the same state.
Oh, so that's why you saying that, because we don't live in the same state?
I mean, if we was face to face, I mean, it'd be a different story.
Oh, it would be, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With that hairstyle.
Say that one more time.
What the hell? Somebody has to. This nigga gonna say with that because Wacky World got dreads. That mean that's gonna prevent him from. This dude is so ignorant.
With that hairstyle, you really finna be outside fight niggas with that hairstyle.
Oh, I've done that. I've done that.
Huh?
But listen, I've done that. But listen, let's put all that. Let's put all that talk away. What is your issue with me?
Okay.
Because I never because in my prior live stream, I never said I'll do anything to you. You said you was
hey, I don't have a bunch of people do shit to me. It don't matter if you say it one way or the other, bro.
Okay, well, let's get.
That don't matter to me one way or the other.
Well, let's get to the nitty gritty. What is your issue with me?
My issue with you is that you are, as we say in Chicago, in the Kool-Aid and don't know the flavor, bro. That's my issue with you. If this ain't got nothing to do with subscriber supremacy, this ain't got nothing to do with seniority on YouTube. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. It's just that you dip it in the Kool-Aid and don't know the flavor. Right?
Okay, explain it.
Wait a minute. Let me see, can I get this stream on my tablet? Because my phone, I can't even hardly hear you on these little bitty ass speakers. You know how these phones are.
Now let me stop here. Wacky World of O has been around for a while. So I don't know what he mean about you all in the Kool-Aid and don't know the flavor. Second of all, nigga, you was struggle streaming this whole goddamn stream. The mic was fucked up. The speakers was fucked up. The background was all fucked up. The cameras was messed up. It took damn near 10, 15 minutes for him to get his shit together. So you can't even get your own background and your goddamn, equipment together before you talking shit about other people. Like it literally took him 10, 15 minutes to get his shit together. But you want to come jumping on panels talking shit. What somebody gonna do, who gonna do this, and you this and that, and I'm like, what the? Okay, but let's continue.
It'll play music for whatever, but I don't know why I don't play. So let me look you back up on here. Goddamn. The hell is the name of your channel? Wacky World. I just looked the shit up.
So you're gonna go jump your ass on somebody's panel. You don't even know the name, don't know the guy, but you want to talk shit. Now, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because he struggled stream for damn near 10 minutes. Let's continue.
Louder. Am I clear?
The shit still ain't clear. And look how dumbfounded he is. Look at this shit. The struggle stream. Look at this shit.
Wait, say that again.
I said maybe it's on your end as.
And look at the goddamn his face. The fucking camera all super focused and zoomed in. You see the goddamn microphone and shit and the filter. That shit all big. And you got them big ass, goofy ass glasses on and shit. Like what are you doing?
As far as why you can't hear me, because my microphone's all the way up. As far as the
look at this shit, he can't even hear shit.
Could you like turn your mic up or something? Or?
Yeah, the volume is all the way up.
And we can hear him fine, but he can't hear a goddamn thing. But you worrying about black women. Look at this. 5 minutes later, same shit. Look at this shit.
You got kind of an echo going there, dog.
I have an echo because I don't hear an echo on my
okay,
end.
Look at this nigga shit all zoomed in with them big ass glasses. None of his shit is right.
Now it's gone.
Further elaborate when you stated that.
Now we can finally talk.
But I don't know what's going on.
Wait a minute.
I'm waiting for you to elaborate.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
This nigga took off the glasses to see better. What? Wait a minute. What's the purpose of the fucking glasses if you taking the glasses off on that big ass moon head to see what the fuck is going on? This goofy motherfucker, man. This is some goofy ass shit, man. This is some goofy ass. This nigga actually took the fucking glasses off. The nigga couldn't see with the glasses. What make you think you gonna see without the glasses? This is some goofy ass shit. Look at this nigga eyes, man. See, this is why I don't fuck with a lot of these niggas, man. Look at this shit. This nigga took the glasses off like that shit was gonna make him see better.
Oh. In other words, you can hear me?
I can hear you.
Then he put them back on. This nigga is cool. This nigga been incarcerated too long. This nigga need to understand how to operate in the free fucking world. I don't know what the fuck, but let's continue.
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
Okay. In other words, what I'm saying is that I don't know if you've been like a primarily a watcher of the Manosphere before you started out like I was. I don't know how you came to this discourse, but it's like with all of those straw men, and you agree with some of the straw man arguments, it's no way that you could have been around when the Manosphere first started. This is not about
what different does it, and this is what, okay, man, look. You see, it's very tricky when we discuss when the Manosphere, the Black Manosphere started, because depending on who you talk to, people will say different things, okay? Some people say Tommy Sotomayor started the fucking Manosphere, and the Manosphere was an off branch of his content. Then you got people who will say Manosphere 1.0 with people like BGS Stupidmore and Sergeant Willie P and SYSBM Bus Driver X and some of these other crazy motherfuckers that's not necessarily around as much. But when people think of the Manosphere the way it exists now, they think of Manosphere 2.0, they think of O'Shea Duke Jackson, they think of the Angry Man, and they think of Obsidian Mahmoud Ali. That's the facts. That's the Manosphere. And this nigga was actually around and was popular at that time. He was a little bit like lesser level and shit, but he was actually one that was seen as a member of that developed the Manosphere before his ass went to jail again for the bullshit that he was doing against black women, which is never talked about. What's up, We Unlock? Yes, We Unlock this clown again. But let's continue.
About complaining about females. This is we basically been saying for years that the juice ain't worth the squeeze. That's not complaining about a female. That's
nigga, y'all complain about this nigga gonna sit here and talk about how the Manosphere is not about complaining about females, and 99% of the content is about black women and what they're not doing and what they should be doing and what influences them to do what they're doing now versus other things. And they're willing to address everything except for white supremacy and white people, white men in particular. And it's the black woman's fault for every fucking thing.
Saying, hey man, it's damn near becoming a waste of time now. We haven't complained about having access to women. It's a lot of us that get plenty of pussy, but we recognize that
it's a lot of y'all that get plenty of pussy. Nigga, stop. Don't you all know that BGS Iltmore admitted the fact that he ain't fucking 7 years? BGS Iltmore, a fucking MGTOW monk at one time, vowed to celibacy and all kind of other shit, claimed that he ain't have sex, he ain't touch a woman, he ain't sniff nothing, he ain't taste nothing, he ain't dip in nothing in 7 fucking years. And you know what he blamed it on? Well, you know, I'm spending time with my grandson and my grandkid. That's the reason why I can't get a woman. They got niggas in the Manosphere right now. You got niggas in the Manosphere right now in they prime of their life. Matter of fact, it was a nigga that I had a debate with named Mr. Z. Mr. Z got to be every bit of 27, 26, 27, 28 years old. Mr. Z stated he went 5 years without fucking and hit the prime of your life. Man, you know how much fucking I was doing when I was in my early 20s? This nigga went 5 years. Your best, don't you know, when you 18, that's the height of your sexual. This nigga wasn't even fucking at the tip-top shape, the tip-top that you had. Yes, 7 years, T-Pre. Nigga named BGS Iltmore. Manosphere fake ass philosopher went 7 fucking years without fucking touching, sniffing, nothing. Nothing. But want to tell everybody about what black women should not be doing. 7 years, almost a fucking decade. I've never heard men like this in my life. That a guy named Mr. Z, that was on the guy, and y'all know Charles Faulkner. This guy is a constant supporter of Charles Faulkner. I literally had this Negro in tears because he admitted to the fact that this nigga ain't had sex with a woman in almost 5 years. This guy is in his mid-20s. How the fuck you ain't fucking in the prime of your life? 5 fucking years? Incels. 5 years. When I was 20, in my 20s, I couldn't go 5 days without having sex. If I went 5 days without having sex, I'm mad. 5 years, I would have went crazy. But let me continue.
This pussy that we getting is a lot of times not even worth our time.
The pussy that you getting ain't worth your time, but you still chasing the pussy. What are you talking about?
So the stuff that especially MOT says, that shit is all straw men. That doesn't pertain to most people in the manosphere. We're not over here celibate and shit. That's like dating coaches like Greg Adams talking about this monk mode shit. Ain't nobody on that.
Nigga, they all celibate. There's tons of niggas who have admitted they ain't had sex in 2 or 3 years. They ain't had a date in 8 months and 10 months, and I ain't have sex, and I'm trying hard, and every black woman I meet turned me down. You know how many stories that I can regurgitate right now on panels laughing at niggas who ain't had sex in at least a year or two and mad about it?
Do you know for years, Obsidian have made videos complaining about how males get,
one person, G.
Hold on, Tito. He have made videos speaking about how a lot of males lack sexual access. He have complained about that, and there are several other people who have made videos trying to convince Keisha to actually stop dating thugs or Pookies and Ray Rays and start giving sexual access to the educated lames.
Now, how goofy is that? These niggas mad because they can't compete against the thugs. And then they come up with bullshit like educated lame. First of all, what they don't understand about particularly black men, and most black men go to HBCUs, where that's where all the women are at. If you go to an HBCU, the women outpopulate the men like 2 to 5 or 1 to 4 or some shit like that. How the hell going to college and becoming educated is lame, and only a goofball incel would make up that stupid ass concept in the first fucking place. Number 2, a lot of you Negroes never picked up a book. You're not educational, professionally trained, including Obsidian, who is blue collar, which is nothing wrong with that. But you're going to get mad because black women chose not to fuck with you with them big goofy ass glasses, and niggas who go up to black women asking them, are you going to be submissive to me? And they don't even fucking know you. Quit asking these dumbass questions. Quit asking black women whether or not is your hair real or not. Why you like to wear weave and how many children do you got by how many men, dumbasses? The reason why you lack access, which to me is a dumb ass fucking statement to say, what you lack is the social skills that are relative to women wanting to be around you in the first fucking place. And also, not to admit that a lot of you niggas are ugly and short and fat and chunky. Let's just all add that too. And I had to tell little niggas like Little Big Nate, for those that know Little Big Nate, if you all know Little Big Nate, please press 1 in the goddamn chat. That's another incel who actually was married and has 2 children. Now, if you know Little Big Nate, please press 1. When we saw Little Big Nate, short, fat, chunky, ugly, Porky Pig looking ass at the Manosphere meetup, we understood why this nigga hadn't had sex since his wife divorced him 3-4 years ago. And the nigga wore the ugliest ramen sale swap meet, Salvation Army thrift shop looking ass clothes that I've ever seen in my fucking life. This nigga had on a fucking purple and Auburn looking woolly ass jacket and shirt, along with some fucking loose looking ass slave looking ass pants from 1865 with a fucking brown rope around the bitch, strapped and tied in a fucking bow tie. And this nigga went to the Manosphere meetup not even dressing accordingly. Nigga didn't have a decent suit to put on. This nigga, and you wondered why nobody want to fuck you. What woman would want to fuck you looking like that? And your face is ripped enough. And you and also on top of that, you're 5'5", 258 pounds. Nigga, you ain't got no step. I'm laughing. Nigga, I'm like, nigga, look, man, look. Y'all niggas need to look in the mirror. You need to, number 1, go take a shower, moisturize your face, put on some deodorant. I got some colognes. Yeah, nigga, Kevin Samuels tried to teach y'all with the fucking colognes and you didn't want to listen. Moisturize your skin, spray that shit down. Nigga, look, man, you can go to Macy's. You can go to Dillard's. Nigga, you can go to Walmart, nigga, and get a decent pair of pants and a fucking button-up shirt. Yes. That's right, Cynical One. He makes fun of big women and he's really big. This nigga is 5'5", every bit of 5'5", 250 fucking pounds, and can barely fucking move. So I know if you can't move, you can't fuck. That's bottom line. Nigga, the best thing you can do is move his lip, move his mouth. Nigga, you better have some good ass mouth. That woman's got to say you got some good ass head, nigga, because ain't no way, nigga. Ain't no way. Ain't no way no woman is opening up herself to you. And he has the audacity to talk about black women looks. Stop it. Look in the fucking mirror. But let me continue. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting away with myself.
There are people in this space who have done that. And you
So you think that represents the whole entirety, though?
Hold on for one moment.
Then why don't you talk about them that said that? Talk about Obsidian.
Yo, dog, what you're not gonna do on my panel is speak while I'm speaking. Because when you were speaking, I sat back, I got quiet, and I gave you a chance to say whatever you had to say. Give me that same respect, especially on my channel. All right. So, like I was saying, Obsidian even went on, and I do talk about Obsidian. Obsidian even went on O'Shea Duke Jackson's channel, like back during like 2019, and he made statements such as, yes, we should be jealous of, because I think O'Shea asked him a question. He said, should educated lames be jealous of Pookie and Ray Ray because Pookie and Ray Ray have sexual access to Keisha?
Wow.
And this is dumb. Educated lames. There's no such thing as an educated lame. And by the way, educated men are more successful than the Pookie and Ray Ray. Educated men don't have a problem getting sex. This to me is an example, epitomizes them being delusional and not understanding the social structure and what the fuck is really going on. Because educated men do not have a problem getting with women and getting dates and having sex. Pookies and Ray Rays only mess with women who are low level. Pookies and Ray Rays are not fucking with responsible, good women. Pookies and Ray Rays, but depending on how much money they got, whether they're getting it legally or illegally, only mess with women that want them for money and low-grade women in their community and their surroundings who that's all they know and all they see. Really good women are not fucking with no Pookie and Ray Ray thugs. They're not. They're not. I know, because I have black women that come to my office every goddamn week complaining about that's not the kind of man that they want. And not only that, I hear it from women throughout the normal aggregate in our society. They don't want to date niggas like this. So I don't know what the fuck this infatuation with the fact that Pookies and Ray Ray's getting all the pussy and they just hogging the pussy from everybody else. And we, the good guys, not the good guys. Nah, I can't give y'all that label. Shout out to my nigga TC. What's up, brother? But we actually the real men of the community, we can't get nothing. They just turning us down.
Obsidian stated yes. And guess what? There was a whole lot of people within the comment section who agreed with Obsidian, which shows me that a lot of people are complaining about the lack of sexual access to Keisha. Maybe not you per se, right? Because listen, if the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. So you never heard me say that General Tito or Hardcore Tito is complaining about the lack of sexual access. I did make a general statement stating that there are people within this space who focus and spend their time complaining about their lack of sexual access from Keisha. So if you don't fit that description, then I'm not talking about you. I'm done. Go ahead.
Yeah, but by you painting the whole space with that brush, it opens the door for that gas. Like, oh, well, they just sit there and complain about women.
That's all you do. What the fuck? Nigga, half of that time, let me make everybody aware. This nigga was in jail from 2017 to 2021, I think, or 20. When the Manosphere was building. Nigga, you was in jail. So what the fuck? How the fuck you in jail know what anybody was saying? You was in jail for you just got out 2 years ago. How the hell you would know?
We don't just sit here and complain about women. We are trying to act as a path to greater self-agency for Black men. And so
what the hell is greater self-agency? Like, when I think of self-agency, I'm thinking about value system, what you produce, what you develop, how you carry yourself, what you represent. You know, a sense of agency. You cannot gain a sense of agency by creating YouTube channels talking shit about things that don't necessarily translate to the real life. That's not a sense of agency. You're delusional. I do not expect an ex-convict to tell me about having any sense of self-agency. Nigga, you can't even vote.
How is it gonna look if people could just easily dismiss that away and say, oh, well, they just complain about women over there? I mean, that talking point right there, even though you might be talking about a limited amount of people, You got to be honest, bro. That talking point, that's the same thing that divestors say. That's the same thing that feminists say. I'm not trying to say that you that per se, but that's the same thing that they say. And all of these groups are interested in limiting the free speech of black men.
No, how can you limit the free speech of black men when black men have had the freedom through music and other things to say whatever the hell they want since we gained any form of freedom? Like, nigga, nobody is stopping me from saying anything I want to say. If you want to cry because the white man ain't allowing you to be on his platform to talk stuff, well, you create your own. And YouTube, which is owned by non-black people, is not the way to create your own media. How you create your own media is if you create your own radio stations, you create your own social media platforms, you create your own television shows and television stations. Yes, this nigga is in his, I don't think he in his 50s. I think he like 40. So he's in his 40s. This nigga is 40 years old talking like that. And just like Mr. Fantastic, which I will also do a video on, and this goofy motherfucker going on what's her name, dating show channel, Kendra D. This Negro is just as immature, relegating himself, talking about dating at 38, 39 years old, and all he worrying about is if she light-skinned, got some money, at least to spend money on herself, and she got a big booty. This is the maturity level of these grown-ass 30, 40, late 30, 40, 50-year-old men. This is why I don't, I know I've not done a lot of red pill content. Hell, I haven't even been doing Umar Johnson content lately. One of the reasons that I find no value in doing this much content or going on panels to create more content is because you have to run into goofballs like this who are intimidated by real black men who really got real shit. And they think because they have bigger platforms and they make money that they're right. And I'm like, this shit is not a measurement of manhood.
So I'm assuming, based on what you said, I'm assuming that you misunderstand my position.
No, I don't.
No, I think you do, because my position is this. I'm already aware that there's a great deal of females in society that come from a very bad crop, right? That do not make wholesome wives, who do not have the qualities that it takes to make great wives. That a lot of these females are just good for a one-night stand, right? Yeah. Now we can agree on that.
Yeah.
So my question is, now I hear Wacky World. Yes, the black community lacks men and women who are good enough and adequate enough for the institution of marriage. That's the reality. It's not overslanted one way more than the other. And this goofball to the right, who is not marriage material, has the audacity to sit his fucking Fraggle face looking ass over there and shake his head laughing. And look at them fucking wrinkles. This nigga got motherfucking wrinkles all in his fucking forehead and shit. Sitting here like, you right, man. They ain't marriage material. They just want to fuck on the first date. Well, nigga, you ain't gotta fuck anybody on the first date. Are you that thirsty for ass that you gonna fuck any and everybody that offer you some pussy on the first date? You can't turn some pussy down? Shit. You can't turn it down if it's too easy, if it ain't valuable to you? But no, you goofy Negroes who thirsty behind ass will stick your dick in anything.
My position and MOT's position and AM1's position is, okay, move forward. Move forward.
he built the Fraggle Rock.
Don't spend less time or waste less time focusing on these types of bitches, because you know why? Because they're not going to change. There was hosts yesterday, there'll be hosts today, and there'll be that video out of context. I mean,
I'm not saying y'all should, but what I'm saying is that they are painting with maybe too broad of a brush when they say, "Oh, well, y'all just over there complaining about women."
He's still stuck. Listen, they've been talking for damn near 20 minutes, and this Negro is still stuck on. They say all we do is talk about women. Yes, that's all you niggas do every day. You can go to Bernard Raleigh channel. You can go to BGS channel. You can go to the Roger Report. You can go to Fantastic. You can go to Game Changer. You can go to his channel. You can go to anybody that is considered red pill. Mediocre tutorials and reviews, Obsidian Mamu Ali, and others. And the topic of the day is about Black women and what she should be doing, all the inadequacies of Black women. Facts.
Well, now, if you're talking about what Obsidian is talking about, coming back to the table, negotiating beauty and all of that, just crazy, abstract craziness that he got going on over there, okay. But that's like such a small part of what Manosphere material has been.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Ever since 2015, the main focus of the Manosphere is females. I mean,
ever since 2015?
Ever since 2015.
So that includes me too?
Ever since 2015.
Yes, that includes
you as far.
That includes you too. What you mean? You are one of the main ones.
As you, I don't watch a lot of your videos. I'm speaking in general, that there have been a lot of people within this space who put their primary focus on just females. I mean,
do you know why they put their primary focus on females?
Hold on. It comes to a point where you have adult Black males who appear on 6, 7, 8 hour live streams just talking about the female. I mean, and this has been going on for years. So obviously, once again, my position and one's position and Man of Tomorrow's position is, when will we move forward from just focusing on females? But go ahead, Tito.
The reason that so much of the emphasis is placed on females, and I don't see how y'all don't understand this. The reason that so much emphasis is placed on females is not because of lack of sexual access. It's not because of, who hurt you. It's not because of you got mommy issues. No. This is the biological weapon that the so-called white man has chosen to use against us.
Did you hear this nigga trying this on and tell me? This nigga sat here and said this is the biological weapon that the white man has used against us. Okay. So you sat here and stated earlier, you prefaced earlier in this video that the Manosphere is more than about talking about women. And then later on, 20 minutes later, you're going to concede that the reason why we are talking about women is because the white man, he's biologically using the Black woman against us. Man, let me tell you something. Regardless of what you all feel, yes, this country has used laws and economics in a way to hinder Black men and women from making a living and pursuing whatever success. But the white man couldn't even stop us from procreating and loving each other and communicating and being close to each other in slavery. They failed at that. They failed at doing that in slavery. Even though we didn't have the right to have freedom, we still found a way to be connected to one another. Regardless of the goddamn feminism, what you claim is like the work of the devil, and all other legislation and laws has never stopped black people from loving each other, caring for each other, and having families. Even to this day, even though we are not married at a high rate, there's still a lot of those households that they claim are headed by black women. There is a man that is fully functional, operating and working and living and taking care of his family. They're just not getting married. They are cohabitating without the legal paperwork. So no, regardless of what the white man is doing, the black family is still not functioning at the level that it should, but it still exists, and people are still wanting to be with each other.
That's why the emphasis is on females, bro. But you know what? Is it true what somebody told me about your lineage, that your parents are from another country?
Yes, my parents are from Haiti. Yes.
So okay. Now this nigga want to do the Tariq Nasheed bullshit. So now that our brother Wacky World is of Haitian descent, he's non-ADOS. Okay, and I understand they may have a different value system and this and that. I get that. See, now you're using straw man arguments to try to make him not be he shouldn't have a legitimate, even as a black man of Haitian descent, you're still a black man. You still have the same legacy of slavery as we do, because we all come from the same region of Africa. Okay? So you're trying to delegitimize this brother based on the fact that his family is of Haitian descent. So what?
Parents are from where?
Haiti. Yes.
They from Haiti. Okay. Well, if you were a foundational black American, you would know exactly what I'm talking about.
See, look at that. See what I told you. He tried to delegitimize. It has nothing to do. Being a Haitian and being an African American, you won't know that unless you tell somebody that. And let's look at it. Haiti is not in the best of shape. So let's not act like Haiti is functioning at a level where they have the right to tell anybody what to do, and for a variety of reasons. That's not Haiti's fault. But the fact that he's still a black man who's in America, who's treated just like any other foundational black American.
Oh, I already know what you're talking
about. Wait a minute. If you're a foundational black American, you will understand that in the 60s, they came with the Great Society program. You will understand that they built Section 8s and projects and enticed the so-called black woman out of her productive black man's home to go live in them projects.
Do y'all hear this shit? Do you hear this shit? They said that motherfuckers so you saying black women was stupid enough to leave their productive black husbands and black men to go live in poverty in fucking Section 8 in the 60s. Nigga, are you losing your fucking mind? That was not what happened with the Great Society. Number one, Section 8 was not created for black people first. Section 8 was actually created for white people, for white women. It just so happened. You see, all these little programs that we have gotten and we've been the face of, like Section 8 welfare, TANF, free food programs, even child support, spousal support. That shit was created for white women as a safety net. That shit wasn't created for black women. It just so happened due to the trends of high black male employment that a lot of black men could not afford to take care of children, could not afford to have consistent jobs due to racism, lack of skills, lack of education, which sprung black women to be after, and they left those homes also, which put black women in a position where they had to use social services as a safety net. Had nothing to do with them choosing that shit over their man. They didn't choose a goddamn thing, because black women were still being with black men and they still wanted to be married and they were having children for black men.
You will understand that. You will understand that you can't have a husband living in his room. I was there, bruh, I seen guys, you know, the OGs used to have when they drove them Buick Regals and all them deuce and a quarters, they used to have shoestrings in their trunk that they used to hang their clothes on. So in case they woman was washing their clothes, they could run downstairs with their wet clothes and hang them in their trunk and let the heat from the exhaust dry their clothes while they driving away so they woman could still get public aid.
That's his fault.
This woman is who they used as a weapon against us. That's why they.
First of all, why? See, this is the problem. See, this is where I know this dumbass don't understand relationships. First of all, any self-respecting, responsible black man would not allow his woman to be on Section 8 in the first place if he's earning a living and can take care of her. Second of all, what the fuck are you doing with a big vehicle you can't even a big you know whip that you can't afford, and you got children and things like that, and you living off your woman? That's not a man. That's not a man. See, you're gonna put the onus of the woman who has a man who doesn't want to marry or take care of her. You're gonna put the onus on her to make decisions about who she should submit to and give control of her life to, for a man that did not want to marry her, who's living off of her. That's the problem. What the hell are you talking about? Black women have never ever chose, in the majority, Section 8 in public housing over a man that can take care of her and their children. Never, for the most part. Now, there are women who did do that, because once it became a generational thing culturally, they knew nothing else, because they never saw another example of how a household was supposed to function. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're using these generic, problematic ass reasons of why the black community and the black family was disrupted. The black family was disrupted for a number of dynamics, number of reasons. But the majority of it is that you're speaking in stereotypical stances, as if every black woman had those decisions to make, when most black women did not. There was a large percentage, particularly those in urban areas, who chose to keep their Section 8 because they could not depend on your black ass, who wanted to live off of her with that free housing. Most didn't. What are you talking about? You don't understand black family structure. You don't understand history. You don't understand social services. You don't understand a lot of shit. You're unlearning. But you want to, and the thing about it, all that time you spent in jail for about 3 or 4 years, you didn't pick up any fucking books to really educate yourself. That was the time for you to be self-educated and learn what really happened.
They talking about her so much, bro. You didn't understand that?
I understand that history. But in 2023, when are we going to move forward as men? That's what I'm saying, because
they still using her. You can't see that.
Oh, I've seen that. I see that.
Black women are using us. What are they using you for, man? You ain't got shit to you. Brother, what do you mean they using us? What is us? What are they using? And how are they using your black broke ass? Please let me understand how black women are using you.
My thing is this.
You have nothing to offer any black woman.
When will we as men in 2023 move forward?
Well, I don't know what you mean by moving forward, but now when you hear content like mine anyway, and frankly, a lot of other men, it's more so of a warning. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever one of these broads come to my channel talking about y'all complaining about women, I asked them this. I asked them, have they ever been to the beach in Florida? Have they ever been to the beach in Alabama? Right? And the reason I asked them that is because when you go to the beach in those states, you'll see placards and signages up that says, hey, it's sharks right here. So when those people put those placards up, are they complaining about them sharks? No, they are warning beach goers about those sharks. Same thing we doing, bro.
This nigga come up with an idiotic analogy of people being warned of sharks and to be safe. So I guess you're telling black men that you're basically equating black women to sharks, and black men need to be aware of these motherfucking sharks. They gonna eat your ass alive. This is some of the dumbest shit I have ever heard in my motherfucking life. This shit is crazy. But you want to warn everybody to be aware of this shark, but you still want to pump and dump. You still want to fuck them. You still want to have sex with her. You still want to have one night stands. You still want total control and submission from her. But you're telling us to want to give you this fucking warning. This is some of the dumbest. This is why I don't go on Manosphere panels like I used to. I just talk about their ass because this is the shit that I, from 2018, when I was on the Rumbles, all of 19, I was on the Rumble up until early 2020. We're not even early. I was in there all of 2020. I stopped doing Rumbles when O'Shea stopped early 21, 20 or late or whatever. For about 2 years, I was on these fucking panels with niggas like this. I was on panels with niggas like this that talk way more, fanatical. Far more fanatical than him.
So until this current format of society decides that they are going to stop harnessing the so-called black woman as a biological and political weapon against the so-called black man.
Nigga, stop. So to all the black women in here, Josephine, shout out to Tanya Sweat, T Pre, Godmother. You are being harnessed as a biological weapon against black men. But you're steady. But our black women are constantly popping out. What, 4, 5, 8 million black boys a year? Plus, we popping out a lot of black boys. That we're constantly reproducing black boys and girls every year. Okay, millions of black boys a year. But beware of this shit. This is some of we steady popping out more black boys, but just beware.
Then we will stop talking about it and at that minute our own environment and keep her out of it for the most part. That's the only way you can change that.
So what you say that the white man is doing to us, which is using the black woman as a pawn against the black man. I mean, is it the white? Doesn't that make the white man the real enemy and the real target that we should go against and rub shoulders against?
No, the so-called black woman is, because it is her worship and civility that makes this possible. You're not going to be able to change that by coming against the white man. She worships him. You're not going to be able to change that. No, the only way that you can change that is control over your own environment and keep her.
Oh, let me also preface this. This whole thing about black women worshiping white men, where the hell did that come from? Black women are second to the least likely of any group of men or women to date interracially. Even with the influx of more black women over the last 5 years dating and marrying interracial. Of all women, any demographic of women, black women are the least likely than any other group of women to date interracially. This is lunacy. This is why niggas like him don't get no ass. It's because these niggas think in this manner and you create a very negative and bitter persona in front of women that they don't want to be around your ass. And you're not even conscious of what you're doing because you're so tied up in this red pill shit. And this nigga here is the lowest of the low, Pookie and Ray Ray, with no skills outside of being a mechanic, at least he claims. Nigga was in jail. This nigga damn near killed a black woman. He beat the shit out of multiple black women. And he was with underage girls. This nigga to the right. Yes. And you got the right to tell anybody how to fucking act, and this is your background?
Out of it for the most part. That's the only way you can change that.
And how
that's probably not the answer you want to hear, but it is.
The enemy is the chess pieces, not the person moving the chess pieces. You see how that's why to me, I disagree with that. If we're saying that the white man is the white man who's using the black woman to go against the black man, my thing is, then isn't this the white man that we got to rub shoulders with? But you're saying it's the black woman. So how can we control our own environment and control this black woman and to get her to stop worshiping the white man?
You're not going to get her to stop worshiping the white man. How can you?
What black? I want to know the black women who worshiping white men. Like, if black women were worshiping the white man, statistically, they would be with white men. They would have mixed children. They wouldn't be fucking with you. Black women are the least likely of any woman statistically to date or marry or have children with people outside of their race. We, on the other hand, are almost at damn near, we're at the top of wanting to, as far as percentage-wise, dating outside of our race. Particularly black men with college degrees. They love dating interracial. They got the snow bunny crisis. It's the direct opposite for black men. If he wants to put the issue of worshiping, it should be on black men with white women worshiping, not black women. Black women ain't giving it up to other men. They want one man, the man that reflects who they are. We, on the other hand, got the fucking problem. We the ones who have the problem with thinking once we make a little money, you get the little NBA contract, you get access to other women that you wouldn't have access if your ass was still in your neighborhood or your hood or wherever you from. And we go into other groups and lose our goddamn mind trying to fuck any and everything because we got money. It's not black women doing it. It's us.
Control your environment. You can control your environment by, acquiring your own real estate. You can, for example, if a religious group, right? If a religious group were to acquire a piece of land.
Now listen to his solutions.
And they designated, this whole land is our church, and they filed a 501c3 and everything. Then if part of their religious practice is that the whole community lives together, like the Amish or the Mennonites, then they are covered by the First Amendment from, outside people moving in. And so you will have to thoroughly vet people that you move in, especially women, for their attitudes or whatever. And the sad part about it is that most so-called black women in any type of arrangement like that would not make the cut. And frankly, I will posit.
That's a goddamn lie. Nigga, do you know that there are Hebrew Israelites doing this shit? The Nation of Islam is doing this shit. The Pan-African Orthodox Christians, under the guidance of Jeremiah Obujima in South Carolina and Beulah land, and also in Houston and other different parts of the South, they have their own land, their own farms, and doing the same shit. Hell, the JWs got shit like this. What you mean? Most black, they vetting black women, and black women ain't gonna do this, and they won't comply. Nigga, that's already religious groups doing this shit. The bottom line, Negro, is how much real estate do you own, and why you're not working towards the very solution that you are speaking of at this point.
To you, that if you were to show most so-called black women a environment that was controlled exclusively by so-called black men, they would rather jump into a pool full of sharks than into that environment.
Nigga, no, they not. What are you talking about? So you saying the black women in the Nation of Islam, the Lost Foundation of Islam, the Hebrew Israelites, the JWs, and also the Kojic Church and all these other people that own shit, and they got these churches and these sects, it's controlled by men. The black women in these churches and in these organizations are not jumping fucking ship. I don't know what the fuck you talking, nigga. You don't read. You're not socially astute. Just information wise, you are fucking delusional. You're caught in a red pill bubble. See, I want you all to understand. This is why I don't fuck with some of these people the way I used to. I'm just talking my shit on my channel. We have plenty of examples, for better or worse, where these organizations are actually controlled by men and they're mismanaged. And they have a lot of sexual, physical exploitation going on in these sects that you're speaking of. He's basically subliminally talking about creating a cult controlled by men. He basically wants a cult that is controlled by men to exploit women. That's it. That's what he wants.
Okay, so with that being said, doesn't it make more sense for productive, morally astute black men to leave these types of black women alone and actually go into environments in different parts of the world and find better quality women, regardless of color or race?
Now listen to this shit. But he's about to say, I want y'all to pay close attention to how he's going to respond to that. But see, this is the problem. We want to talk about what black men need to find, but they don't want to talk about what black women reject. Black women reject niggas to the right, like Tito. They don't want niggas like this. This is what they don't want to grasp in the equation.
I mean, you could, but you gotta you could, but I'm not even gonna go into the whole, because I got a different view about interracial dating than most people. I'm neutral on interracial dating, but at the same time, I'm very suspicious. I'm even more suspicious towards other groups of women than I am Black American women, because in my opinion, those women look at you like an ape with or intermediary between the ape and the dildo. I'm dead serious. Because the American film industry is worldwide. They might as long as
you said an ape and a dildo. Wow.
A movie doesn't offend per se, like the Chinese government, they go show these movies worldwide. And you got to realize something. The Color Purple has been seen worldwide. Disappearing actual web.
Oh no, I know he did not. And this is something I never talked about. These niggas are so, I don't understand the fascination with the fucking Color Purple. These niggas claim that the Color Purple was one of the most significant works that turned the black woman against the black man. This motherfucker think that black Miss Seeley represents black women. Oh my God. And Suge Avery, basically we got modern day Suge Averys with the nasty woman disease, and she singing and dancing and she sleeping around and left the church and shit. And they full of lesbianism and all this other shit. This shit is man, I don't understand the fascination with the Color Purple. Like, man, it's a fucking movie. a description of shit that really potentially happened in the black experience, but there were a lot of black men, not most, but there were a lot, I think, who mistreated their women and subjugated them to living like that. I don't think most black men treated their women that harshly or harshly at all, because black women have always had a strong influence in the home. But this nigga used the color purple. See, this how am I, D Derell, the motherfucking black pill, I mean, the goddamn black YouTube therapist, you know, successful entrepreneur, educated brother, have to, how do I respond and deal with this shit, with niggas like this?
Wesley Snipes has been seen worldwide. I've talked to them from other countries that say, yeah, I saw those movies. Waiting to Exhale has been seen worldwide. So because that Birth of a Nation style propaganda has been disseminated worldwide, I don't think it's any corner of the globe that you can go to hide from this, aside from the Andaman Islands, and you can't go there because the natives are here. So I don't think there's any way you can go to get away from that shit.
So what you're saying is that there's approximately how many countries? Like 190 something countries.
Yeah. Thereabouts. Yeah.
So you're saying is that if a so-called black man from the United States of America traveled to any one of these 190 or so countries, it's impossible for them to meet a woman of quality because of how Hollywood films portray black men?
No, they can be the woman. The woman might be a woman of quality, but does not go dictate whether she looks at you a certain way racially.
So we're going to assume that all these 190, particularly of the continent of Africa, that all of these women are exposed to looking at this shit, which particularly in the second and third world countries, they're not. And even if they were, you think that everybody believed that shit is the reality of the black experience? Even though people do use that as a measurement stick of what black people are, there's far stronger U.S. propaganda about black people than this. Far stronger propaganda.
And according to, so what you're saying is that there's approximately how many countries
actually have a hard set designation of what Manosphere is, because it seems like these days that if somebody got a penis and somebody is black and somebody got a Gmail account with a YouTube channel, they in the Manosphere. The minute somebody says something that the greater society wouldn't agree with, all of a sudden they in the Manosphere. So we gotta like really reset what the hell the Manosphere.
No, nigga, y'all made an attempt to make these dumbass lists about who's Manosphere. You all make the separation. You all alienated and created, based on your alienation, Manosphere adjacent spaces, because there are a lot of men like myself who I was never red pill in the first place, but I came in this space because I wanted to learn about what the fuck y'all was talking about. And there's a few people that content creators that I like. And I was just trying to understand what the fuck this red pill shit is and why you old ass Negroes my age are so hard pressed about getting a woman and keeping a woman. Because I ain't never had this. I've had men, even the men that I knew that had problems with women, even though they had problems with women, they were still being with women. They didn't go months and years without being with a woman. This shit is just unbelievable to hear men talk like this.
Community.
Yeah.
They have more political power than the Black Male Collective, that results in more power and more say-so within the mainstream media, in which actually result.
Now, this is going to be my last review segment because he's going to talk about black women having more political power than black men, and then I'm going to basically end the live stream and just kind of review that a little bit. But I'm going to let that go. This will be my last.
In having more say so in controlling the narrative. See, I mean, it's no coincidence why. See, the black female collective, unfortunately, have more political power than the black male as a collective. They do. You know, you may disagree, but they do.
Now I'm gonna have to disagree with Wacky World on that. Black people, I don't understand this gender thing of thinking one group has more. If black women have power, then it will automatically be a residual to black men. Just like if black men had a certain level of power, it would trickle down to black women. The same thing. The reason why white women have a certain level of power is because it's a residual of the power that white men have. If white men did not have the power that they have, it would also make white women least as powerful also. So I don't agree with that, but I'm gonna go ahead and let Mr. Softcore Tito give his
which
spiel.
actually results in them having more say so within the media. Same thing with the LG, well, you know, with the alphabet community, the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
They have more political power than the black male collective that results in more power and more say so within the mainstream media, in which now they can control the narrative to some degree. So it takes power in order to actually kick back on these narratives. Now, I do agree with you that over the years that the mainstream media and you have talk shows and stuff who have made, you know, or have promoted these.
Want to give a shout out to T Pre for the $50 cash out to the channel. Appreciate it, sis. Appreciate it.
Very negative, stereotypical statements about black males, saying that a large portion of black male is in the down low. Black males got AIDS. You know, there's you know, a lot of black males are in jail. That's why it's hard to find a good black man. But yeah, I agree. These things do exist. But once again, that means that black men have to come to organize together, put themselves in a position of power, political power, where they could have enough say so to actually properly push back against these narratives. What do you say?
Maybe this is a really highly nuanced point. Maybe it's semantic I'm about to make. We don't need political power. Asian Americans don't have political power. What Asian Americans have is a lot.
Wow, we don't need political power. What the fuck?
Lobby, which is political manipulation. We have a cash and carry government here. You don't need to put a lot of people in office. It's not a lot of Asian Americans in office. It's not a lot of Jewish Americans in office, but they can get shit done because they have a lobby. Black men need to learn how to lobby. Black women don't have political power. Black women are being used as pawns. Black women.
So I don't see an Asian black male, an Asian male lobbying. I don't see a Hispanic male lobbyist. I don't see a Indian male lobby. So why the hell, like when people in politics, they're not in politics based on gender. They're in politics because their overall group, stupid. Like, nigga, nobody goes and lobby as an Asian American. I'm here for Asian male rights and not their women. Like, so if I'm a married man like I am and I have daughters, I'm going to lobby against my own daughters just for my son? Like, this shit is, what kind of logic is this shit? Let me stop there, because I think I've made my point. This shit is so weird. This don't even understand how politics goes. Now, are there specific rights to protect women and men? I think so. There's women rights because of the history of women in this country. But black rights or African-American rights are African-American rights. they benefit both men and women, not one sex only lobbying for themselves. And because black women are being black men are also being manipulated against black women too. It's both ways. Like this shit is embarrassing as a black man that I gotta sit here and do a live stream on an idiot like this. But with that being said, guys, I just want to give a shout out to everybody. Shout out to Miss T. Pre for donating to the channel. Shout out to Tanya Sweat. I see Bishop Macbone in the house. See Peso Man up in here talking shit. TCTV. Shout out to Josephine. All Heart, Grit, and Grind. You know, y'all up in here, man. I appreciate you all for supporting the channel. I appreciate you all for you know, I know I don't go live a lot and for a reason. And I'm so busy. I'm actually gearing up for a trip to Hawaii that I'm going to be doing next week. So won't be doing any content next week. But I do appreciate you all for being here and supporting the channel. I just wanted to give my review on this. You can go check it out on the Wacky World OTV. Y'all have a great night. Peace.